cybersecurity is a recession-proof industry. Is this true?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was on a probation on the first semester.
Wait, why? Like, why?
They told me you cannot go on any internships, even if you get one. We are not going to sign off on anything. My life just gave me lows, lows, and lows. I just kept breaking. That's it. There was a new low every day.
Yeah, I mean, two freaking internship, two great companies. So, absolutely be proud of yourself.
Within 5 minutes, the entire building evacuated. These flats got flooded with the water.
Everyone thinks like, I don't need rental insurance. Why should we need rental insurance? Why should we pay for it? This is exactly why you need rental insurance. Before you watch this, I want to quickly say that most people underutilize LinkedIn. They don't understand the power of LinkedIn and how to leverage LinkedIn to get jobs. I have built an ultimate course. It's going to teach you everything from optimizing your profile, getting sourced by a recruiter on LinkedIn. There are live examples, and also how to use LinkedIn and leverage LinkedIn to create the job opportunity that didn't even exist. You didn't even know that it existed. Let me give you a quick sneak peek, and I will tell you that more than 350 students have joined this course and they are loving it. And you can see everything from setting your profile, networking, search techniques, job hunting technique, and like live examples where I'm actually reaching out to people and doing cold networking, etc. You'll also get free plugin, premium plugin for H1B and OPT and all of that. So I highly recommend you check out. Link will be in the description. Thank you, Bhavesh, for doing this. I am excited because people have been behind me to talk about cybersecurity, and it's like, Yudi bhai, bring cybersecurity people. And I'm like, wait, I have now someone who can talk about cybersecurity. So I'm excited to talk about that journey. I know we're going to do separate video on your master's journey as well. But before we do any of that, let's do quick intro. Where are you from? When did you come to United States? What did you study, and like what are you doing right now?
All right. So I'm Bhavesh, and I've been born and brought up in Kota, Rajasthan, India. And I moved to US around 2 years ago. And I came here to pursue my master's in cybersecurity at Northeastern University. I am located in Boston. Just like currently, I'm in Chicago over the summer just for my internship at Chime. We're working as a security risk and governance intern. So it's a subset of cybersecurity. So I'm currently working in that domain. Yeah. And yeah, that's about
Nice.
it for me. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Uh, when did you come to United States? You said,
Fall 22. So it has almost been like 2 years now.
and you said so you haven't graduated or you graduated?
I still have a semester left. So I just have like one course left. I extended my graduation because of this internship. So this is the second co-op that I'm doing. The first one was like a 6 months long. So it basically extended my internship from the intended time. And then I got this another internship. So it just kept on extending. And now I just have like one more course left. And I think I'll be completing that in the December semester. So I think I'm all set to graduate in December.
Amazing. Okay. We're gonna do a lot of interesting stuff. So, okay. And so help me understand. So is this two separate internship or the same company just kept extending your internship?
No, it's separate company. So the first one was with the social finance, SoFi. So it's a bank, but it's a fintech company. And over here, Chime, it's only a fintech company. It's not a bank, but it has banking partners. So it does give out like credit cards. And both of them are like in a competition, to be honest. And like we cannot say that one's better than the other, but it's kind of like same realm here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's one thing that I've just shifted in fintech. It's just different companies.
Gotcha. Okay. And for people who don't know, SoFi is a really good bank, and I think they have highest yield savings account, which is amazing. But I don't use SoFi. I'm not paying. They have not paid me to say this, but I know that they are one of the big e-commerce bank over here. I mean, they have physical branch as well. And then Chime is also interesting because my roommate works at Chime. I know I told you. Did you get chance to say hi to him
I
or
did.
no?
Actually, I did, and we had I scheduled like a 15 minutes intro call with him, and it went on for 30 minutes. We talked
Nice.
about everything, and yeah,
Uh,
it was amazing to connect with him as well.
okay, great. I'm glad you did connect with him. So
Nice
maybe I
guy,
should
sweet guy.
bring, yeah, maybe I should bring him on the podcast. He has interesting stories. Okay, so now let's dive into your specific journey. Uh,
Hmm.
you had no experience in cybersecurity, like a professional corporate experience, and you also didn't have like a corporate experience in India. Like maybe you had 6 7 months, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You, yeah, you came. You are in Northeastern. When did you start looking for your first internship and co-op, the Sofi internship?
For SoFi, I started my search around mid-November, and
Mm.
at that time, even at that time, I felt like I'm really late because
Mm.
people around me, whether be roommates, whether you go to a library, everyone's like talking about internships, offer this, that, this, that. And I was like, okay, so like I got the realization around mid-October, and then I finally started somewhere around mid-November my search.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
it was majorly because of the people that I was surrounded with that
Mm.
gave me that motivation, that gave me that jolt that, okay, now start. Okay.
Mm.
Because coming from India, I had no idea that once I land, I'll have to do all of this. Secondly, I was not at all prepared for the education system here. So
Mm.
I was getting adjusted to that. I was getting adjusted to the life where I was like where I was hearing things that you should start applying, you should start doing this, you should start reiterating your resumes, you should start reaching out. I was like, let me get a hold of this first, and then I'll
Mm.
start. So my
Yeah.
search began like around mid-November, where I've
Mm.
heard like people got the offers in December for the next May.
Yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
when I realized that in US, you need to like plan ahead. That is
Yeah.
one thing that anyone who's coming to US should know, that you really need to think like 3 or 4 months in advance. You need to plan ahead
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. I have been screaming in my videos. I hopefully people know this now by now, and if they've been watching the podcast, every single person who has come has said the same exact thing what you just said. Start on the day you land, and don't wait, and at least come prepared. Be aware that the big tech hired during this time, and like November, like in mid October, you had that oh shoot moment, like oh my gosh, everyone is getting interview calls and I'm not even like ready yet. So
Yeah.
so yeah, you feel like you're behind the race, and you feel all of a sudden very demotivated. Like, did I miss the boat? And
Hmm.
yeah, did you feel that? Did you feel that you?
Actually, to be honest, if I was in CS or something else where the competition was higher, like I've seen my friends who were in like different streams, they were getting a bit like panicked that, oh, shoot, like every day they open like LinkedIn or anything, they get like the job posted like 5 hours ago, there are like more than 1,000 applications.
Yeah.
In cybersecurity, if you go 5 hours ago, maybe 10 applications, 20 applications. If the company is really good, maybe 100 applications.
Mm,
It's so I did not feel that I missed the boat. I got the like interview calls from really good companies, not like the top giants, like not Fang or anything, but like really good companies. So, but
mm,
like there were people who applied who started early and really got
yeah,
into like top companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and everything. So I think starting early is a good thing. So at
yeah.
least you get the chance to be on the top of that pile. If it works out, it works out. If it does not, no harm.
What you're going to watch is an amazing story. But before you watch that, I just want to quickly say that all of these story, I compile the key insights from these stories and all the podcasts that I do. And I put this in my free exclusive newsletter community. Every week, more than 16,000 people receive my newsletter and they love it. And here are some of the examples you can see. This was a podcast on George Mason universities, and you can see how to network and 10% cold emailing, powerful LinkedIn techniques, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in becoming part of this exclusive newsletter community, absolutely free. Link is in the description, or you can go to udj.com/newsletter. What did you use to find the internship? Was it just LinkedIn or did you use anything else?
So I use primarily LinkedIn more than 85%, then maybe 5 or 10% would be like Glassdoor and Indeed. That was like my
But
main thing.
but the internship you got, did you find that in Indeed or Glassdoor, or was it on Indeed?
Oh, that's a funny story. So SoFi posted their postings on AnyWorks, and they had like postings everywhere. So,
For
but
people who don't know what is NU Works, please explain.
yeah, so AnyWorks is like internal Northeastern platform that they give you access to, and where companies post the job postings, and sometimes people do get lucky from there, and they apply and they get like interviews
Mm.
if the companies want to hire from like Boston, like Boston and around that area. But
Mm.
lucky for me, I did not had the access to AnyWorks. Yeah, they did not give me the access because of my GPA. So that's a different story altogether.
Wait,
But
why? Like why?
I was on a probation on the first semester. I got a
Wait.
probation. I told you, right? That so it's like okay. Let me continue this, and then I'll get back to that story as well.
Okay.
So I like my friend sent so my friends in IS. So they're like I think their co-op advisors send them a list of some like lucrative internship opportunities in their emails. And two of
Mm.
my friends from IS sent me the same link. Hey Bhavesh, this is a cybersecurity role. Please apply for this.
Mm.
I got that link. I applied and I got the interviews. So that
You
is how it
applied
got so
on the
far.
SoFi website.
Yeah, on the SoFi website. I did not apply through like AnyWorks or LinkedIn
Mm.
or anything. It just got the links from my friend in my
Mm.
email. So that is how I
Mm.
got that. That was like
Mm.
really, really nice. That was
Mm.
the good thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
coming back to the probation. So
Mm.
in the first semester, so like in India, I have been like a straight A student, and I then like till 12th I was doing like commerce and maths. Okay, and then I shifted my program to BSc in cybersecurity and infrastructure management systems. And I
Mm.
went like complete south, and I went into computer and like engineering, and then I studied like everything, and then I aced it in my bachelor's degree. Uh, After coming to US, I was under the impression that okay, I think I can handle studies. And at this time, I thought that maybe marks do not matter that much in US. I got the marks just so that I can get into a good college in India. And I got that marks in India, so I got into Northeastern. That was like the first step. But I was like completely unaware of the situation that marks do matter a lot here. And I did not
Well,
ask anyone.
yeah, yeah. When you say lot, you mean like you have to maintain 3.0
Yeah,
or above
yeah,
for
at least.
master student, and if you don't, then you go into the probation. So I'm guessing
True that.
that's what you didn't know that.
Yeah, so I didn't know and I did not ask. And at that moment, my strategy was to learn as much as I can.
Mm.
So like I was learning cybersecurity, I was getting adjusted to the life here. And then I even asked my professors if I can audit for different courses so that I get to learn as much as I can in the same semester. I was trying to gather the knowledge as much as I can. And that
Mm.
is where I went wrong. I should
Mm.
have focused more on the like studies, getting the good grades, and learning. It's not just about the concepts. It was about like getting the assignments done and everything. So in the starting, I missed one or two assignments like with the deadline. There was a technical glitch in one, and then there was one which I was not able to complete. So all of this happened like left, right, and center, and it all came to me. And in the end of the first semester, I got like really bad GPA, around like 2.8 or something. And then I was on probation, and that was like a shifting moment in my life
Mm.
because they told me that if you don't get the GPA in next semester above 3.0, it straight away will
Then
lead you to academic dismissal. And
yeah.
that was the first time I've heard about the probation. I've heard about the
Mm.
dismissal. They told me you cannot go on any internships, even if you get one. We are not going to sign off on anything at that moment.
Mm.
you are not going to get access to any works or anything, and you just have to focus on studies for the next semester. So that is what I did. And luckily, I got SoFi before I got the grades of second semester.
Hmm.
So now my co-op advisor was not ready to sign off on my CPT because I did not had that GPA.
Hmm.
So now I got the offer. I cannot
Hmm.
accept it.
Hmm.
Now I have to wait for like my. And then I told I have been very transparent with my recruiter in SoFi, and I told them that see, it's because of my grades that even if I want to come, they won't sign off on my CPT yet. So they're like, okay, what do you want from us? And at that time, I said, I really want to come. So he's like, I'll connect you with my immigration team and let's figure out this. And meanwhile, like I was working as a student employee at Northeastern, and a friend gave me a suggestion that why don't you go on a pre-OPT thing? So started the pre-OPT procedure because I didn't know, I did not had the assurance that I might be able to clear the probation and go on the internship, and I didn't want to leave the internship. Started the pre-OPT procedure on one hand, started like battling for my grades till the end, got 3.0, cancelled pre-OPT, started CPT, finally went on the internship, came back,
Oh my
started raising
gosh.
my GPA. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. This is a lot to break down.
yeah.
So okay, so you came in spring semester, first semester your grade
No,
went
I came
down.
in fall 22. So fall 22 went down. Like it went
Oh,
completely downhill,
so how
and
did
I
you get the
got.
grades yet? Because you wouldn't have gotten the grades, right?
So I came in fall. I got the result in December I got the probation. I was continuing my search. I got the internship around mid March to or somewhere in the
Oh,
April.
acha. Okay, sorry, I
Yeah,
misunderstood. I thought you got the SoFi interview in November, but it happened in March. Okay, got it. You
yeah,
started
yeah,
your internship search, but didn't have the interview until March. Okay, got it. Now I'm in
yeah,
line.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Okay. So fall May to 2.88 GPA, freaked out. You found out you could be in probation. For people who don't know, this is I should just probably do the story on this. Like, yeah, if the first semester or any semester you fall below 3.0, first time you get a probation slash warning that next semester you need to get up to 3.0. If you
yeah.
don't, then you will like most likely get admit academic dismissal, or you have to go to a community college, take courses, get grades up, and then come back and transfer some of those. There is this whole thing that one of my friends went through as well, so I know this personally.
That's a really scary scenario. I've seen people doing that because, like, I was working somewhere around that in university. And now I'm going through this, like, right, like my January to like April semester, I'm going through this. And like, I'm in a semester system, and there is like also a quarter system that's in the university, that's with the CPS. So that's like College of Professional Studies under Northeastern University. Now they really dismissed a few people, and I
Mm.
was like, oh shoot, this can be me on that end. What should I do? I've seen people.
And in northeastern, so in Chico state, the dismissal really means not suspension yet. It means go outside Chico state. You are not allowed to take any more courses. You have to go outside Chico state, get some classes, get the grades, prove that you can take some of those courses, and then we will let you back in. But I don't know what it means in northeastern. Does it mean like complete suspension?
Oh yeah, it does. So it is like really scary thing when when you hear it for the first time that your service record will be terminated within 30 days if you do not transfer it to another university. Finding a
Hmm.
university, applying into it, getting the admission, getting the I-20. Once you start that process, then your service record will be transferred from your university to that university, and that is when you get to stay in US, or else you go back. You apply for
Hmm.
reinstatement or re-entry, and then you come back for a new course. So it's like a big procedure, and I really was shit scared, and I didn't want to do that. I was like, let me just get my grades up. Uh, but I've seen people like literally doing that. I saw people who were like trying to get their service transferred, some people trying to do something else. And I think in the first semester, it was like a bit not only unclear to me, but to a lot of people. And I think there should be some more like light on that, that you might get probation, you might be like dismissed in the next
Mm.
semester or whatever. And then there should be some like guidance
and
on how to
and the
go about it.
fact and so also you have to keep in mind it's not, so let's say you got 2.8
Hmm.
and in the next semester even if you get 3, it's the average might be 2.9, so you
Yeah,
might
yeah,
still be under 3.0, so you have to get at least
absolutely.
3.2 or 3.4 to get to that 3.0 GPA. This is another
Yeah,
part that a lot of people don't understand, that they think that
yeah,
okay, in second semester if I just get 3.0 I'll be okay, but no, it's gonna be aggregated.
yeah, absolutely. So I was exactly at 3.0 after the end of second semester, exactly on the borderline when I got my CPT.
Wow. So
Really,
after your March internship offer, they Sofi was with you. They entertained the idea of like, okay, will like they were waiting for you to finish. I think you
no, I
probably got the
accepted the
grades.
offer. They gave me like 7 days, and I was like, I'm gonna accept it, and I'm gonna figure it out because that's
Okay,
what I do. Like,
gotcha.
I'll figure it out. I don't know how, but I will. So when I
Mm,
accepted it, I didn't know anything about like pre-OPT. I was
yeah.
like, I'm gonna do anything that it can, like, it will take from me to get this probation over, and I'm gonna go on that internship. If it's just for the CPT, I'll take a later start date. I'll start late because we have like 4 months of break. I can start anywhere for like 12 weeks. So
Mm,
I contacted my recruiter and I told him that the reason why my CPT is not getting approved is because of my GPA. This is my GPA. Does that affect you? They're like, no, it does not. GPA is with college. We need you as a person because we have
yeah.
tested your knowledge. I was like, okay, perfect. Sounds great. Now let me figure that out.
Right.
And then someone gave me the option. I went ahead with pre-OPT. I did everything with USCIS. I paid the fees. I've like applied for the EAD card and everything. I did all that. And meanwhile, I'm just studying, trying to get over this. And I finally did. And I got like 3.0. So then I was like so done. After struggling for 8 months, I finally got my breakthrough. And I was like, finally, I have the internship. Finally, I'm over the probation. Nothing can go wrong. And that is
Right.
when I got like a sense of relief. Apart from that, like the
Mm,
past 4 months that I went through, like starting on the mid December till like this May or May 15th period, that was like the worst part. That was like,
mm,
I've never, like, my life just gave me lows and lows. And I just kept breaking. That's it. There was a new low every day. Like,
mm,
every marks mattered to me. Like, I
mm,
fought for like a single mark. I fought for like attendance. I fought for everything just so that I can get to 3.2. And that is when
mm,
I realized that marks do matter. So when I say that,
mm.
not only does the knowledge matter, but marks do matter here because
Yeah.
every mark will change your like life because it makes a decision for you. So
Mm.
like, if you are under 3.0, you cannot do anything. If you are at 3.0, you can do the internship, but you cannot take a course. If you are above 3.5, then you can take a course along with the internship.
Mm.
So I've
Mm.
traveled from like probation to taking a course with the internship. So I'm happy for that. So I'm taking a course
Yeah.
with my internship right now.
Yeah, I mean, two freaking internship, two great companies. So
Yeah.
absolutely be proud of yourself. I think you should be. You should go and celebrate if you haven't already. This is great. Um, what I wonder like like that second semester after getting the internship offer, this amount of stress you probably went through. Every night you probably couldn't sleep, maybe.
There, I usually took a walk every night, and I think I went for like more than 2 or 3 miles of walk in Boston, like around 1 p.m., and then got home like around 3 p.m. Every day,
Mm.
I used to do that. Like, I used to study
What
like
would you
crazy.
what would you think during that time?
I just like, I think a lot. in my mind, like I make scenarios that maybe I need this much of marks in this, I need to do this, I need to do that. I do that planning, and at the same time, when I'm like, I just like just like just wear my AirPods, just start walking on random roads. I don't even know. One in the night,
Mm.
I'm just walking. And my friends used to track me using the Find My, that where did he go? And I was like, that was the only
It's
moment
also
when
risky, right?
Boston, touch with it, it's like really safe. And I stayed like really
Yeah.
close to the university. And
Yeah.
plus, it was like really safe. I walked like from Cambridge to Boston like around 3 in the night. So
Mm.
it's pretty safe.
Mm.
I walked like
Mm.
more than 3 or 4 miles from
Mm.
Cambridge.
Did you
So
cry at any point?
a lot. Like in my life, I might have not cried that much that I did in those 4 months. Like I've called
Mm.
my sisters, I've called my parents, I've called my friends, my friend in Chicago, I've called my friends in Kota, like my hometown. I think I've cried a lot, and that does help a little bit. But yeah, I mean, in the end it just like made me stronger. Like my risk appetite was becoming like greater and greater. I was like, okay, probation
Mm.
handled, not giving me CPT handled, pre-OPT, getting the marks, losing marks on this handled. And then it
Mm.
was just like for the 4 months I was just like getting struck by things left, right, and center, and I was like confused, like why me? But then
Mm.
everyone has their journey. Someone's house gets flooded on the very fifth day we came here. They have no house. So they cannot be like, yeah, why me? Someone got admitted
Mm.
on the very first week coming to
Mm.
US,
Mm.
thinking like, but yeah, it's
Wait,
journey, right?
can you talk about the flooding house? Like what happened?
Absolutely. So it was in our building, and so there were like I used to live on the fourth floor, and there was a friend who lives on the ground floor. So some alarm went off. Okay, that was like our fourth day in United States, and the fire alarm went off, and we just woke up. Like it was 9 in the morning, I guess, and fire alarm went off, and we did not even know. Like first, it was like beep 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 beep, and suddenly it started like the drilling sound. Drrrr. I was like, what the hell is the neighbor doing? So we went out. We are like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning and we haven't slept. We don't even have the mattresses or bed. Okay, so
Yeah.
please. So everyone's moving in. So we saw, like, we heard that drilling sound. We went out, me and my roommate. He came out and he thought that maybe we are doing it. So he is also like, I'll show you 1 minute. And we were also like, yeah, what the hell? And then we both interacted and we were like, okay, so it's coming from there, and suddenly started evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. Within 5 minutes, the entire building evacuated. Only the columns like 55, 45, 35, 25, and 5. These flats got flooded with the water,
Mm.
but it did not impact it did not impact the above, like more the four floors that much that it did on the five. On five, the ceiling was like dripping. The
Mm.
water was coming from the light, the fixtures, the power cables, and our friend's apartment got flooded. Their entire furniture, they've set up their house, they have bought in like the mattresses, the beds, and everything got ruined. They did not have the insurance. That was the first moment I purchased the insurance, renter's insurance. And I was like,
Levy, I was just
no,
gonna say,
yeah.
let me guess. They don't have any rental insurance because everyone thinks like I don't need rental insurance. Why should we need rental insurance? Why should we pay for it? This is exactly why you need rental insurance.
Yeah, I mean, at least for the initial 6 months, you should have it, at least. Because the thing is that no one knows what's going on. Okay. Like,
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
seen a fire alarm in my life. And coming here on the fourth day, it's just flooding everything. It gives us an anxiety whenever it went off. Later on, we
Mm.
got adjusted to that. We took our clothes and then we started like throwing the air out. But for the initial day, like the fourth day, their apartment got flooded, and then the management did not give them a response that whether it's habitable, inhabitable. They kept on telling them that we're gonna work on it. You're gonna get it in 15 days. Eventually, after 15 days, they took like shelter in. Like, so Touchwood, our building had like more than 50 Indians. So we
Mm.
accommodated the four of those in the entire building. And then they took like shelters with the Northeastern housing. They gave them like 2 or 3 nights of stay and they explained it to
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah. I mean,
But in the end, the the management raised their hands and they were like, we cannot do anything. They were even not ready to give them the money back that what they have already spent. They're like, yeah, it's not our fault. And they were like, the water was dripping from the ceiling. How is not that your fault? And they had like water till like knee level water is there. And we were like, how
mm,
do we get it out? How do we make it habitable again? And in the end, after a month, they were like, this is inhabitable. You cannot stay. They started their house search after coming to US again. They got a new
mm,
house and then we shifted them there. So
mm,
it's like a different story for everyone. But like my story started after the first semester, like,
mm.
and then it continued for a very long time with different challenges. But I think that is what we should prepare for. It's unexpected.
What the two things come to my mind? First one, for all the people who think and all the relatives who think that, oh, आपका बेटा तो यूएस में है, life set है, who thinks,
Yeah,
and the friends and the Instagram which people show that the fancy Boston or New York and skyline and all of that, that I'm living the life, they show the snowfall, but there is this other side that they don't show. uh,
yeah,
so, like, I'm glad that you shared this side of the story, because people will see what you went through and what your friends went through. Every day is a fight, and you just have to keep going. You cannot give up. I mean, life is not settled when you come to United States.
yeah,
It just gets started. But there's a flip side also. I don't want to cry about it. I also want to say the personal growth that people go through is crazy. Because what you went through, now you're like ready for any challenge. You freaking figured out pre-opt period. You figured out how to convince a company. You did every possible thing that you could, and that process helped you grow and learn more about you as well. Would you agree?
yeah. I mean, if I have to do it all over again, I'll do it. Like
Mm,
the the rate of personal growth, the rate of growth in any sense, like you call it any professional, like general mindset, whether we like we call it in India, like street smart. I use street smart. You do all of that. You do everything. Like you do everything in India as well. But in the end, you have like your parents, you have someone else to figure it out for you. Like from the first day that you start this journey, you start on your own. Like you start looking at the colleges, you start figuring out like what would be the right choice. And
mm,
that choice will like that gives you like an idea that how the life is gonna be for the next few years now. That you are the
mm.
one who is calling shots, you are the one who's gonna face the repercussions, and you are the one who's gonna enjoy also. Like if
Mm,
it's good, you're gonna enjoy. If it's not, then you're gonna cry. And you're
mm,
gonna cry a lot. So it was amazing. Like best years of my life, like best 2 years that I've spent in Boston till now.
mm,
I've cried a lot, probably more than I did in my entire life. I enjoyed a lot, probably more than I did in my entire life.
mm, mm,
So 2 year, I think sums it up. And then like 2 years ago, I was there on that screen. I was looking at your video and I was trying to come here. And
yeah.
now I'm here. So I think it does give you kind of a professional growth. I am not saying that I have achieved something or anything, but it does like gives you that confidence at least in your life that yes, I think
Mm.
I can deal with this. And that
Yeah, and I
confidence,
I love the fact that you actually shared this with, because a lot of times students feel, again, I know we started this podcast thinking about we're gonna talk about job hunting, and this is like going completely somewhere else. But this is what I told you, that we are not gonna prepare and we are just gonna have conversations. So I'm glad this is
Mhm.
happening and it's very natural. But I love the fact that You, when you were in that low moment of your life, you actually spoke to your sisters, you spoke to your friends in Kota, you spoke to your parents, and you weren't hesitant, because sometimes people feel scared that I don't want to worry my parents, and that's why I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to worry my siblings because they will tell my parents, so that's why I don't want to talk to them, and they isolate themselves and they suffer alone. And so I'm glad that you had the courage, that to share and not worry about, like, are they going to think that I messed up? There's also
Yeah,
that
yeah,
factor.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think they even see you grow. Like, they see you making your life decisions and they accept every flaw that you have, to be honest, like your parents, your family,
Mm.
or anything. Like, whoever you want to share it with. If someone is like emotionally mature to understand what you're saying, I think they'll understand that, yeah, he, he did something, he made a mistake, but it's okay. He can move past that. So there was a time when when I was having like conversation with my parents. My father told me, "What, like, ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा? इंडिया आना पड़ेगा. It's okay, मैं हूं ना, संभाल लूंगा." And that
Mm.
gave me like, that is something that you want to hear. You don't want to go back, but that is something you want to hear. That it's okay. I'll do this. I'll do this. I can
Mm.
do this. I will do this. I can do this, and I'm the only one who can do this. And
Mm.
so I've never like been hesitant about sharing anything with my family since like the childhood, because they've been very open in any scenario you call it. So
Yeah,
they've been
kudos to
very,
your parents for parenting
yeah,
you like that. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
they've been very open in any scenario. So
Mm.
if I mess it up anytime, I go straight up and I'll be like, I did this today. So they will just give me a good advice, and not they will not try to like, they'll be like, if I messed up, they will not try to correct me that why didn't you do it like this? Why didn't you do it like that? Really, it's okay. Now
Yeah, my
what should we do?
parents are completely opposite, by the way, and I think that could be just different, culture we come from, and like my parents are not super educated, plus lower middle class family, so the mentality is very survival mode, scarcity mode, than different. So I'm not saying I don't know where your parents come from, etc., but my parents would react it completely different, and that is why a lot of students don't share with their parents, because they probably think that my parents are going to be exactly like theirs as well, that uh, they're going to be
But I
like,
think like this movement that we have, like sharing about things, talking about things, I think it's only gonna help you.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I mean, share it with whoever you feel comfortable with,
yeah.
not your parents. Obviously, they'll give you the best advice that you'll ever receive because they've seen you from your birth and they know the kind of person you are. They know your like strengths, your weaknesses, and everything. And if you'll share with them, they might scold you. They might,
Mm.
but they will give you the right answers. But I think talking to someone is like really important about anything, like not just
Mm.
the like big problems, just little problem, like small problems. Like I like this is what I
Yeah,
did today. Like I
yeah,
had a fight with
yeah,
someone, something
yeah,
like that. Just talking,
yeah.
talking it out makes all the difference, I think.
Hmm. Okay, so thank you for like that emotional detour. Let's go back to the corporate detour that
Yes.
we started. Explain people, what do you do, like, in this internship, and what does this role mean? Like, yeah, what do you do? What does this role is supposed to do?
Okay, so security risk and governance, it's part of a GRC organization. So GRC like is just like mumbling words here and there. It's just like governance, risk, and compliance. So that is like a subset of security. Security usually in every company is a three-part organization. One would be like a product security that will manage the security of your products that you're shipping to the customers. The other one would be application security that will be maintaining the systems that you have in your company. So like they will be like providing you access controls and everything.
The
They'll be safeguarding
identity
your information.
access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the third one is GRC. So GRC maintains the compliance over the organization. So me being in the fintech, I actually like it because the compliance here is strong because we have to protect the cardholder data. So GRC usually revolves around maintaining the compliance, conducting the audits, developing the controls, and like testing those controls, performing the audits, and we also like test the third party vendors that we interact with. So that is also like a really big share of what we do in our day to day activities. And on top of that, the main activity that we do is maintain compliance. So since like
Hmm.
I worked in SoFi, since I worked in Chime, they both handle the cardholder data. So for them, the cardholder data is comes under like PCI DSS standard. So it's like payment card industry data security standard. So for that, you need to achieve that audit. Like someone else will come into your company, they'll test your controls. They'll be like, okay, you said that these controls are operational. Let us check. And then they'll test each and everything, and then they will be like, you will be PCI certified. So there's like hundreds of audits. If you are in health sector, then comes HIPAA, high trust, and everything. If you
Hmm.
are just like every organization should have like a SOC and ISO audit. So this is what GRC does on day to day
Yeah.
basis. Like we
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Okay. So I was a engineering manager and in a healthcare company before my current company. Right now, I'm also in fintech, but we are in auto loan industry.
mhm,
So when I was engineering manager, I was responsible for being SOC compliant and HIPAA compliant both.
mhm.
And people from EY and KPMG kept coming every single year and freaking headache to me. It's like, give me this screenshot, this screenshots. So I
Absolutely.
I know the pain of being compliant. So there is two sides to it though. There is a there is a third party who does the check whether you are compliant or not, and then there is
Mhm,
an internal compliance team, which is what you
mhm.
are, to make sure that if anyone comes knocking the door, then we are compliant, and if they need anything, I can provide anything they need. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you are absolutely right. So we try like so let's say if the audit is supposed to be conducted in September, we'll start our preparations and we'll kick off the audits like 2 or 3 months in prior. So that is
Hmm.
what we do. We do the preparedness. So like my company is currently going under three different audits, like three audits at the same time. So it's like
Hmm.
lots of workload over there. So like we try to like we have the controls operationals over the year, like the entire year. They test us for the year. So even if they are testing us for the year, we cannot slack the whole year round. But whenever the audit period comes in, so we start like there's lots of project management stuff that is involved, like creating the Jira tickets, assigning it to you, just as you said. So
Yeah.
assigning it to different people, getting those screenshots so that whenever the auditor comes in, it's not like more than 2 to 4 weeks of effort for auditor to come in. But then when they certify you, they'll be like the controls were operational from this period in time to this period in time. Like for SOC 2, it usually ranges around like 6 to 12 months. So like
Hmm.
getting that
Yeah.
that for the past 12 months your controls were operational and you getting like we doing all the hard work, like it's a like cross functional teams effort. So like everyone involves engineers, IT, and then like finance and everything. And then they all come together. They try to help with the audit. And in the end, GRC is the function, or like in my current role, security, risk, and governance. SRG is the
Hmm.
team that drives the audit. And if auditor wants something, if they need some clarification, sometimes it also happens like why don't you have this control operational? Or let's say we tested like 15 employees, but one of them did not do this. So what are you going to do about it? So then the management response also comes from like our team. So
Hmm.
we just drive the audits end to end the
Can you
entire
give
year.
like one example of being compliant, one of the example of control? Because I think so I understand what you're saying, but like
Mhm.
maybe people who might be really new to the cybersecurity world, or they're trying to understand when we keep saying like compliance and audit and controls, uh, like can you give an example? So I can give example for my last company, right? So uh, SOC 2 compliance, which is a software development process, right? And um, one of the thing is that we follow agile, and we have to show that we do peer reviews, and there are two code reviews happening, and here is where the code review approval happens, and here's the screenshot. We use Bitbucket at that time. Yeah, so the security team would ask me, okay, show me how it goes from in development to in code review in Jira. Give me a screenshot of that. Then show me that you assign to two different developer. I would assign to two different. Show the screenshot of that. Then I would show the screenshot of the like GitHub or Bitbucket, that here are the two check marks that reviewer has approved it, and that shows that okay, this is a control which has, you do follow this process and you are compliant. Is this a good example?
Yeah, yeah. So that is like just you mentioned peer review. So it's just like one control in
Hmm.
SDLC department. And
Right,
now we
right.
have like multiple controls in it. I think the easiest one would be like setting up a password standard. So like
Hmm.
you want like you have to set up a password that's like more than 8 digits. You need to include these things. You have to change a password every 180 days. Now all that is included in your password standard, and you accept those password standards on the employee handbook on the very first day that you join the company. In your onboarding,
Hmm.
that's a part that you have to do. And
Hmm.
now, okay, we made a control, we made a password standard, we made you sign that, but are you really changing your password 180 days, like every 180 days? Are you doing that or not? Are you following the 8 digit limit or not? Secondly, is the IT like, has IT configured the controls in that sense that every 180 day you have to change the passwords? So like so first of all, we start by creating these standards, policies and procedures from the industry standards, whether be NIST or whether be ISO. After taking these, we make these policies, we make you accept those. And once you accept those policies, are we adhering to these policies or not? So that
Hmm.
is what we test. And that is what auditors will come in, and they just do like normal sampling, and they'll be like, you said
Ha,
that
ha.
at the
Yeah.
onboarding, within 7 days, everyone should accept the employee handbook. Why did these people did not do that? Because they have the record that you accepted that like after 30 days or whatever. So
Hmm.
at that time, you have to give an answer. Like, it's not your duty in security to go ahead and ask them to like sign it. It's
Right,
with the
right, right.
HR, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
HR makes them aware that during your onboarding, you have to accept that, you have to do this, you have to
Hmm.
do that. But
Hmm.
it's I think it's an organizational function, and that is why this role is like really interesting, because then you get to interact with each and every party. Recently,
Hmm.
like before coming, like today I was working and I was interacting with the like my organization manager. So they were onboarding a new vendor for like I did not even think that there would be a vendor just for like seating the people. So they were
Hmm.
onboarding a new vendor and I was conducting the review. And there were a few like technicalities that we needed to discuss. So I contacted her. So like it comes in every here and there. Like we are onboarding a vendor, we are making sure that the like controls are effective. We are making sure that audits are conducted. Then we are running behind the people like in engineering or IT to submit those things. So it's like
Right.
it's a
Yeah,
effort.
yeah.
Like yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. No, this is great. I think this gives a good picture. Now I want to like a track back a little bit in terms of career options in cybersecurity. So I this is something I've heard that the 70 to 80% of the people go in audit, risk, compliance, because it's much easier to get into.
Mhm.
And then there's about like 10% who will go to security architect, which is like, product security and all of that, identity management and all of that. And then there is another 10% which goes into threat intelligence, which is, defense and offense and security ops. Is this correct?
I mean, looking at the trend, even if I see my friends, there's like lots of people who have been hired in the same like IT audits, and there had been like a mass hiring with the Fidelity
Mm,
in like
mm,
Northeastern University. I'm telling
mm,
you, like there were 4 or 5 people from my batch who like got the co-op. They were working together in the company, like under different teams, but still they were working together in the same. So I think the fashion is right. Plus, I think this role requires you to have like a like for me, I don't have any experience in like India. So I think having a knowledge of cybersecurity and knowledge about GRC, I think you can start in this field, learn everything, and then if you want, you can migrate to others as well if you feel like it.
mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas for the product security or security engineering kind of roles, you need to have that strong coding background. Like
Yeah.
I've heard from
Yeah.
lots of
Mhm.
people, like from a really good company. So I have a few friends who interviewed for like Netflix, a few friends who interviewed for like Palo Alto. They were interviewing for
Netflix
software
always
engineering.
comes up. Netflix
Yeah,
always
so
comes up.
I mean, this is wrong what they did. But yeah, so like they were interviewing for software engineering roles. They are like CS
Mm.
background people. They know how to code. They don't know much about security. They might have taken a course or something. And so when they don't have a place for them in software engineering, they shift them to security engineering. And I'm like, but you don't know anything about cybersecurity. You know just coding.
But
That's
so
right.
okay, I think that's true. But I have heard from another cybersecurity engineer who I did a podcast with that the bar is really low in security engineering because the demand is there and supply is very less. There are
Yeah.
not many security engineers, and the ones who are there, they like, yeah, a lot of them just go to audits and risk side and not to the security engineer. So people who understand the coding, that's good, and if they have a little bit of background of like TCP IP and firewalls, and they're like, great, you're a cybersecurity engineer now. So is that is that
I
correct?
mean, I mean, if you're going for like a big tech firm, then they expect you to have like good technical background. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
of
have
course.
friends
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who like technical in the sense like coding background. Like I have friends who interviewed
Mm,
with like Amazon and everything for security thing. So they do have to go through a coding route. Whereas like
mm,
in the other roles, you won't have it. And
yeah.
as for the last
And
part,
can
like
we also,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah, go
can
ahead.
we also clarify, does your role require coding?
Not at all, to be honest.
So it's purely understanding the frameworks, understanding the policies, making sure you know, and then
Hmm.
communication is a big part in your role because you have to make
Yeah.
people do things, right? So I think is that correct? Like, so there's no kind of scripting or coding knowledge required.
Not that much. So like currently we were working on a script. Like it just came out as a project of our own thinking. It was not required. It is never mentioned in the job description. But it just came out of the blue where we had to write a script.
Hmm.
So just to extract the things from the PDF because it was getting a lot, like there was lots of
The
manual
man, so
effort in that.
automation.
So we
Hmm.
tried to automate it. So like
Hmm.
basic knowledge is always good to have, right?
Hmm.
But if you are aiming for like a security engineer role or like maybe say any other role in the
Like a
security,
pen test or something.
yeah, yeah. So then you need to have like that because even when you're looking for vulnerabilities in the software, like it any software, like any application security engineer or any security engineering role will require you to use like DAS and SAS tools, and those tools require you to go through like the softwares and do the testing. And once you're
Hmm.
doing that testing, you need to understand what's written in order to find the vulnerabilities. Like basic
Hmm.
attacks require you to have like a general understanding of how you do the coding in order to break the code.
Hmm. I've also heard this. Correct me if this is wrong. Cybersecurity is a recession-proof industry. Is this true?
Yes, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like because there's always like you saw CrowdStrike recently.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Yeah.
that just gives you the impact that a cybersecurity company has. CrowdStrike,
Mm.
no one ever heard the name of CrowdStrike. Like before this, only people in security knew that, okay, this is a tool that we use to manage like the vulnerabilities, apply like antivirus and everything. No one knew. And when one thing went down, it took like 70% of the systems down with it. So that is
Mm.
how impactful the field is. It's
Mm.
required everywhere, whether be health sector, whether be fintech, whether be banks, whether be technology, any big tech firm,
Mm.
any small firm. You
Mm.
need a cybersecurity person for that.
Yeah. And this is another common myth. I don't know if you had this myth before coming to United States, and especially people who are in India, they think that, oh, cybersecurity, that you won't get job because there's only jobs in government and you
Mhm.
need, security clearance. But then there's like thousand other jobs in all these private sector. What do you like? What do you have to say that about that?
Absolutely. So, like, that is something that it's good to be aware of that sometimes it requires you to have the clearance level and everything so that you're aware of the market. But there is like an ample amount of opportunities. There is a few that I would really want to work in, but that requires like all the rocket companies, all the defense companies. That job seems so cool,
SpaceX.
but yeah,
Yeah.
SpaceX, Boeing, Raytheon, and everything. It
Mm.
requires you to have like security clearance and like citizenship, but that
Mm.
does not mean that you cannot work in other companies. And
Mm.
like in the end, working at a company where you can grow and has a culture where you're learning, where you are continuously improving yourself, getting that professional development out of it. At the same time, you have like a mental peace. I think that is what matters. Like in the end, for me, that is what matters. So like touch what
Yeah.
I've been like
Yeah.
like
And
really
cybersecurity
lucky in
engineer
that.
makes
Yeah,
a lot of money as well.
yeah. That is true.
All right, cool. So, sorry, that was like a very big intro to cybersecurity fields and career options and all of that. Hopefully, that excites people, or at least people who are in cybersecurity gets excited. So, let's talk about SoFi interview process. Like, what is cybersecurity interview process like? What do you like? What do you go through?
Okay, so like for the first internship, when I was focused on applying for like multiple roles, I was applying for like security engineering, I was like applying for security analyst, I was applying for GRC, obviously. So the interview processes differ. Security engineering, as I said, like first would be the HR call, the other one would be like a programming interview round, and then you get
Mm.
on with the like managerial level, and then you get on with the final HR round. Whereas for the GRC one, like for the SoFi, I did like a HR call that was like a 30-minute call. Then I had like 1 hour interview with two managers and a director. So three interviews that, and then I got like a final HR call. So that is how long it was. I did
Mm.
interview with like a couple of different companies. They have like the different methods, but I think it usually rounds up to if coding is not a requirement in your job profile, like only a basic knowledge is required. And I think would be the first would be the HR call. That would be like 30 minutes. They'll be discussing like who you are, what the company does, and where does the role fit in the company. That would be the first screening round. And if they like you, they'll invite you to a managerial and like director maybe. So in my case, both the times I have been like both the times I think I've met the managers and the directors and the team members. So that is how it will be. They'll test your like analytical skills. They'll test your like course related or maybe say stream related skills. For GRC, it would be like how do you like what do you know about the frameworks? What do you know about everything?
Hmm.
So that would be the main interview.
So
And
all of
Mhm.
them are technical. So obviously HR is very conversational round, the
Yeah.
screening round, but then there is technical analytical round, which sounds like is where they will try to understand what you have done in the projects courses slash any experience. Then you talk about that, and also the basic fundamentals. Like they will ask you questions about the concepts of networking, security, etc. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. So they'll be like, okay, what have you done so far? What have you learned? Do you know about this? Do you know about that? So everything, like you just have to keep up with it. Like when I interviewed for SoFi, AI was not that big of a topic. ChatGPT really just came in at that time. And now when I went for the Chime, they really asked me like, what do you think are the risks with the AI? And how will you deal with that? So that will catch you off guard. So just stay with the trend and just stay on the top, like
Mm.
what's going on. And then I think then it's just like I think every interview you can just nail it. That's it.
Mm. Okay. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a separate video on cybersecurity careers and interview process and prep and guide and all of that. So let's keep that separate because I do want to talk about the second internship that you got. Uh, how are you managing courses like the co-op process as well? So this will be high level process, but then we'll do a deeper down, and then I know you have interesting stories as well over there. So uh, so so you started SoFi. That was your summer internship. You did it for 3 months.
Yeah, and then I got it extended till December.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then can you also this is something people like to know, what is the typical salary range for, you don't have to tell me yours, but salary range for cybersecurity interns?
I think 32 would be the average, starting somewhere around 30 or 32, and it goes up to like 50 or even more for like big tech companies. But I think you'll anywhere get it between 32 to 50, anywhere between that. Based
Mm.
on the market, also like San Francisco, New York, if you're shifting there, they'll pay you a bit about like based on that. And if you come to like regions like Boston, Chicago, or something else, then it will differ based on that. But I think
Mm.
32 would be a good bet for Boston. 32 to
Yeah. Yeah.
36 is the normal range for any technical thing. It's not just
Mm.
about cybersecurity. I've seen people in CS, I've seen people in IS, database, everything.
Yeah.
32 to
Yeah.
36 is the basic range. I think that
Yeah.
is something if you are targeting, I think you should be good. You should not like,
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah. So
yeah, I
for
want more.
for context, people like who don't know, like it's internships are paid hourly in United States. You do get monthly, I mean bi-weekly pay. Most likely, you will be getting bi-weekly, as in 2 weeks you will get a paycheck. So roughly, it'll be $5,000 to $6,000 is what Bhavesh is saying, and that is the lower range. Upper range can be $8,000 to $10,000. If Bay
Yeah.
Area, Netflix, Nvidia,
Yes.
all those people.
You're really
so
fascinated by Netflix, I think.
I, every guest has talked about Netflix and SRE position and how they pay 600K, 300K. So that's
Oh
why
yeah. Yeah. The range, even if you see like for a full-time employee on their website, they have like I've just seen a meme about that like day or two before. They have like 150K to 700K. Like how am I supposed to negotiate? Like what should I go ahead with? Like मैं बात कर रहा हूँ 500 के की आप फोल्ड कर चुके हो 300 के पे तो how should I go about that? Like
right. Yeah, yeah.
if
Exactly. That's why.
recruiter
That's
even
why I
asks
said
you,
Netflix. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, even
Yeah,
if recruiter
exactly.
asks you, like, what are you expecting? I'm like, 700, 500? What are you giving me? Tell me.
right. Yeah. And so that's good. Okay. So you are, you did 3 years and then they extended it. They liked you, and we will go into details of like what you did and projects and all of that in separate video. But
Mhm.
they liked you, they extended your internship, and now you have to go to NEU and tell them that okay, now I want to do this while I'm doing my full-time courses.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
No. So,
So
NEU has like a really, really, really good co-op program. Like,
mm,
hands down, that is the reason why
okay,
majority of Indian students go there.
yeah, I have a clarification
Hmm.
and a myth buster, because I think NEU is doing a little dirty marketing, and I have to clarify this. People like you, who you just said that have a really, really, really good co-op program. I just don't want people to interpret and think that that means if you go to NU, you by default get a
Oh
co-op.
yeah, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That's true. That I mean, that is the way they are marketing their university. that you come to us, we have like flexible co-op cycles. You get a co-op, you won't even have a problem with us. That is
Mm.
the thing that they are marketing, and that is, I think, they are good at. So that
Yeah.
we should give the credit. But like in university, there is like different colleges, and then those different colleges have like different co-op like rules and regulations. So I come from like Khori College of Computer Science, so we are allowed multiple co-ops. Whereas if you go
Mm.
for like a College of Engineering, they are just allowed one co-op cycle. So if you did like a 6 months co-op, you did like a 3 months internship. That's it. But in
Mm.
Khori, if you do like 6 months internship co-op, that's fine. Now you get another in let's say you cannot do it like consecutively, right? Like you can do it summer plus fall or like spring plus summer, but you cannot do it like summer, fall, and then next spring.
Spring.
You cannot
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
So you have to take a gap. So I took a gap in the spring 2023, 2024, sorry. So yeah, I studied in spring 2024 after I completed my internship from May to December 2023. And I got back onto my studies. I completed two courses. I again started looking for like full times. And then at the same time, I was looking for the internships. I got the internship. So then I had the option that I can go ahead and do it. Plus I had like few, like I almost had like 5 months of period from my 364 days CPD.
Mm.
So I was like, why
Okay.
not use it?
So what we are saying over here 364 days is you this is another thing that people should be aware of,
Oh yeah,
otherwise they
yeah.
will extend it and then ruin the whole future.
OPT,
S-
yeah,
so you when people get co-op in United States, technically it's CPT, and if you are allowed to do full-time CPT, meaning you don't have to take courses, you can do full-time CPT, and you should not cross 364 days. If you do cross 364 days, meaning you're working full time for more than 364 days, then that voids your OPT, which means you will no longer have OPT. So that is why a lot of people are very careful of like not crossing that 364 days. That's why you said that you had 5 months left, so you could just like you just decided to do internship and extend your masters.
yeah. So that's when I got like a different master. But like, let's say if I was in a different college, not Kauri College of Computer Science, but a College of Engineering, then even though if I would have gotten this internship, I cannot accept it.
They won't allow you.
Yeah, they won't allow me. Plus, my I-20 date would have been like till August, so I just have to graduate in that time period. I cannot do like pre-OPT because I'll be in my last semester and everything. Like all that thing goes around. But I think for college, like Kaveri College of Computer Science, it was a plus side that I got. That is the reason why um, I got the experience that I wanted. So
Hmm.
I got like 9 months of experience in my masters. So that
Yeah,
is like a
yeah,
plus
and
point.
this right, and this will cover up your lack of work experience that you didn't have any experience in India. Now you
Yeah.
have 9 months of US work experience, and hopefully this will land you maybe a full time job either in Sofi, Chime.
Yeah.
And just to from timeline perspective clarify, you got summer internship, you skipped the fall semester, you were doing full time, just working
Yeah.
40 hours,
Yeah.
and in Sofi. Then you did spring semester. You
Yeah.
said you did only two courses.
Yeah, we take like two courses. We have like maximum of 9 credits and minimum of 8 credits. And like each and every
Okay.
course is like a four
It's
credit course.
four. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, that's
So
different because most universities have 3 credits. Yours is four. Okay,
yeah.
got it. So you took spring semester two courses, which means you now have another semester left with one credit left, one course left, which is 4 credits.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I took one course in this summer semester along with my internship because I raised my GPA because I'm still on 3.0. So it's January of 2024. Still on 3.0. I cannot go back. The only way is forward. So
Hmm.
I went again. I started studying like crazy. Got like 4 on 4 on both the subjects. I raised my GPA to 3.35. Now this again. I got the internship. Okay. So my CPT was sorted that, okay, it's okay, I'll get the CPT, it's okay. Uh, but then I requested for a course and they were like, okay, you just have like 3.3. I think the percentage that you need to get for a course would be like more than 3.4, more than 3.5. And then I again presented my case. I was like, see where I was, see what I did, see
Wait,
where I'm
can you
going.
so like sorry, I'm not understanding. So to take a course, you had to prove that you have to take more than you have to have a 3.4 and above?
Yeah, yeah. I think there is the requirement. I'm not like sure about the requirements, but I had that chat with my like
Hmm.
advisor on the call,
Okay.
so I don't like really
So there's a
know like if I don't
prerequisite
have.
that you have to have certain
Yeah,
GPA to take
yeah,
that course. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I mean, any course that you want to take, you just have to show the excellence that yeah, I'm like more than 3.5. Taking
Hmm.
this course along with the full-time internship will not get me like will not degrade my results or anything. I'll focus equally on both, so that shows like
Hmm.
yeah, you are a good academic student. So I
Hmm.
had 3.3 again. So again, I went on and then I was like, can we please do this? And they were like, we need to present a case. And I was like, okay, we present a case. So then we presented the case that 2.8, 3.0, 4 on both the subjects. I'll try to keep that up. I really need this subject. Because this subject was GRC. That was the first time this course was being launched and it was only for the summer. Like
Hmm.
you see my past internship, you see my current internship, you see where my learning curve is going. I really need to take this course. It will just add value to what I want to do in my life. And then
Hmm.
they were like really flexible. So it just went on in a meeting. And then she got back to me and she was like, you can take the course. I'll waive that requirement for you. And that's how I took this course along with this internship. So just have like
Yeah,
one
I
more
think the
course left on
bottom
the
line
fall.
is to fight for it. Like, don't give up. Don't just listen
Yeah.
and take their word for it. Maybe there is room, and you might want to just fight for it. Kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
got it.
try to push them, try to persist them, like not in a bad way, but try to like just present your case in a good way. And that, yes, I do deserve it. And my metrics show that. So you need to like, while you're making a case, you need to have that proof as well. Like you need to have that
Hmm.
credibility that, yeah, this person is doing the improvement that he can. So I showed them that I cannot score more than this in that semester. I cannot score more than 4 on 4 in both the subjects in the past semester. This is the best I can get to till now, and
Yeah,
I'll get
yeah,
that even
yeah. That's
better.
like, hey, I can't go 4.5, so there's no way for
Yeah,
me to increase my grade. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Got it.
absolutely. So that is what I like presented, and then they did allow me. That was
Hmm.
like the
Hmm.
smallest fight that I had in like a
Hmm.
really long time
Compared to all the
with the
others, yeah.
department. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so the Chime internship, how did that happen?
So I started applying.
And
So like
and sorry to clarify, this is summer 2023, which is the peak of recession. Although cybersecurity were still hiring, but got it. Okay.
yeah, I
How
mean,
did you
still,
get it?
yeah. So I started applying. So I visited like India during the December period, came back in January, started focusing on the semester. In the later half of the semester, I started applying for the full time along with the internships because internship was my plan B. My first plan was to like get a few calls for the full time and just secure a full time by the end of August because I still have one more semester and I'll be graduating at the end of August. So I was planning on completing a summer semester, like taking 2 courses, getting done with studies, and then doing the full time. But at the same time, I had a backup plan and I started applying for internships in that period. That's when I got like a few calls. And I think what really helped was the internship from Sofi.
Hmm.
So back when, like, I know we are going to go and discuss this in detail later on, but back when I was applying for the very first time, I had more than 600 applications to
Hmm.
get so far. And
Hmm.
I did got like 5 or 7 interviews with a good, like with decent companies. But SoFi was the only one who gave me offer. I did not have like 4 or 5 offers that I have to pick and choose from. That was my
Hmm.
only resort. Over here, SoFi did help me a lot. SoFi
Hmm.
gave me like 3 interviews within like, I think within a month. of applying. Even then, I was not serious about applying. I might have applied to like 150 or so, but that is where I got the, like the kickstart from. So because
And so
of
this is the
SoFi,
second time wala SoFi.
yeah,
Second
yeah, yeah,
time you were applying.
yeah,
Okay, huh.
yeah. So this is the second time that I was applying. I was applying for both, but I did got three calls for internship. So
Hmm.
I gave like three interviews back to back, and then Chime was like the perfect fit because Chime role was like similar to what I did in SoFi. So it was
Hmm.
just adding a value on top of what I did in SoFi and making me a better professional. So that is how I got Chime. So
But did you
that
get SoFi offer as well?
SoFi also had the internship open for this summer as well. So
No,
I
no. But
had to
did
make
you
it.
get the offer or no?
Uh, like this is the second time I'm applying. So I already had
Oh.
completed the SoFi internship. This is the time that I'm using that experience, using my resume to like apply for different companies. And
Hmm.
that is
Okay.
where Chime comes in, like similar role, similar kind of profile, similar kind of experience, and already had the experience. So that is what added value to my internship. Like,
And but like when you say Chime, so was it also like how the story of SoFi, like your friend sent you the link and that's how you got it? How, like, what
mhm.
about this one? Like, did you find it on LinkedIn, or
Yeah.
this one also your friend sent it to you?
No, no, this one was completely LinkedIn. So at this time, like everyone was just focused on like full-time applications. I just had like a backup plan because I knew that my college allows a second internship. All of them, they cannot do it, so they were like focusing more on the full-time. So, but I was juggling through these two, and I was the one who got to know about Chime based on like their LinkedIn profile and everything. And that is when I applied. And I was really like I knew about Chime when I was working at SoFi because whenever I go for like an interview, I do prepare that, like especially what does the company do, how does my role, my team fit into what they are doing, and like who are the like competing companies. Like not in the very first interview, I'm gonna do all of this, but if you're working there for 6 months, you need to know like okay, these are the people we are competing with.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I just have had like knowledge about the industry at that time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew that Chime could be a good opportunity, and
Hmm.
based on the job description that I read, I was like, I think I'm confident I'll get this. I said that I did like interviews within a week, like all the three interviews within a week, along with the HR, with the managers, and I got the call on Friday. I started the procedure on Monday. I got the call on Friday, and I was like really lucky in that as well.
Nice. Okay. And then, so this is 3 months, or are you extending this one as well?
This one's 12 weeks. I am not planning to extend this one because then, just like you mentioned, 364 days. So I've already had like more than 6 months in SoFi, and then this is already 3 months. And there is a criteria that if you are going for a fall internship, so this will be considered a fall internship if I try to extend it.
Oh, if you extend it,
So
then you will
yeah,
skip the fall
yeah.
and then you'll have to graduate
Yeah.
in spring.
And then
Okay,
there
got
is
it.
like a minimum requirement that you need to work maybe, I think, 65 business days or something. And
Hmm.
if I try to do that, I might end up on the later half of my 364 days. And I don't want to risk it. And I think I should just focus on studies now. And then for the next year, I'll start looking for the full time.
And so Chime ends somewhere September-ish,
No, no, mid August. So next
mid-August.
week, to be
Okay.
honest, Friday.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And then you're gonna start the final semester, which is only one course, which means you
Yeah.
will be part-time student, and you will be looking for full-time job, and then
Yeah.
you'll have hopefully. I'm confident you'll have full-time job. So that, and plus now companies are hiring,
Yeah.
like I think the hiring market is getting better. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
Um, Great. I think this is a great story. How do you like Chicago compared to Boston?
Uh, Chicago as a city is good. There's like
Hmm.
lots of things that you want to do that you can do here. But all of my friends are in Boston. So I visited Boston twice during this internship of 2.5 months. I've stayed there for more than 3 or 4 weeks during the course of 12 weeks of internship. So
Hmm.
I really like Boston because of the architecture, because of the vibe. I am really into like European architecture rather than the
Hmm.
American architecture. I do like New York a lot. Like that is my first place to be situated in after like getting a full-time job. I'm not
Hmm.
denying that I do not like Chicago as an architecture. It's a really beautiful city,
I mean, it is
but
known for its architecture near
yeah,
the.
it's known for its architecture. Yeah,
Yeah.
they sell
Yeah.
architecture tours a lot, and I've been
Yeah.
to those. Amazing story.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I like Boston better. I don't know why. I
How
might be
how
biased.
expensive is it? Like, did Chime pay for relocation, or did you have to do it all on your own?
Chime paid, but like half what they did last year.
Hmm.
So there were
Okay.
some cuts on that, but I got like a really good and expensive housing here. But
I'm guessing it's in downtown.
oh yeah, I'm living in
How far is
like
it from Willis Tower?
4 minutes walk.
Nice. My company's headquarter is in Willis Tower on
Oh wow,
39th.
did you visit?
13th. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've gone every quarter. I go to visit, and it's so yeah. So I've been like 5 times in Chicago. That's why I was asking the question about like how do you like Chicago?
Amazing.
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
Willis Tower has like lots of history, but yeah,
yeah,
it's an
yeah.
amazing place to be.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of Chicago. Plus, it's so risky, scary. Like in the night, I feel
True
like I'm
that.
gonna
I was
die.
not getting onto that. I was thinking that maybe we are keeping it like, but now that you mention it, so they stopped blue line trains today because someone threw a bicycle on the track in front of a train and it caused a fire. And the fire department was trying to, like, get it out. That is what it was. Today in the morning, it's today itself, right? Like, get
Wow.
out of my door, like my front door
Yeah.
of the building. There are five police cars, three on this side, two on that side. Yellow tape was like on the entire street in front of my house, just in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm standing here, it's over there. The glass of a shop
Mm.
was shattered. The like what do we call it? The door that we have, it was shattered, and there was like complete crime scene in the morning. That is how I
Yeah.
started my morning as soon as I left my doorstep. That is
Yeah.
how I started my morning, and this is how I ended my like evening when I was coming home. Someone threw a bicycle in front of us, so that trains were jammed and no one was going anywhere. Then
Wow. So how did you make it home? Like trains were stopped. So then did you? There was no
I took a
Spider-Man
green
to
line.
stop it.
Yeah, this time there was no. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is really fascinating for those who haven't seen. Like Chicago was the place where it was filmed.
There is yeah, there is like a lot of gangs of Wasaipur. There is the gangs of Chicago.
Yeah,
That's why I hate the city. I mean, I love
yeah,
the
architecture.
architecture. I love the buildings, but that's about it. Like I am like
Yeah, yeah,
I when I come every single time, and my coworkers likes to go to in the evening after the work is done. They all like to go to bars, and I don't drink, and I'm not like someone. So, but one time I made a mistake. I was like, okay, cool, I'll just go and hang out with them. And but then like a lot of times they also do bar hopping. Like they'll go from one
yeah.
to another to another. And I was like, okay, I'm so done with this. Like, I can't hear. Like, the music is so loud. I can't hear people, and I have to like keep smiling. And they are drinking, they are having good time, and I'm like, I'm bored. So I need to go back to my hotel. And I was going back. Like my hotel is right here, and I just have to cross the street, and I'm scared. And as soon as I reach the hotel, and I hear the gunshots, and I'm like, oh my
That's
gosh.
like that is really bad in Chicago, and that is the only reason that they are keeping their rent low, to be honest.
Hmm.
Otherwise, like you go to New
Rent
York, you
low,
go
like
to
in downtown. What is the rent?
not in downtown. Downtown was like 2,100, and not including utilities, to be honest. But yeah, but
Wait, wait,
if
wait.
you
Okay, so sorry. You're saying your rent is 2,100, and not including utility, which I'm guessing another 400-500 for utility and food, and you're probably eating outside because you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
uh, so you're spending 3,000, so you're not saving anything in this internship.
No, to be honest, nothing. But I was here like for two reasons. First of all, was the possibility of like getting this experience, getting the return offer. That was the main reason. Like getting this experience just adds value.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Making connections. Like now I know like lots of people, not only in my team but in like other teams. I've met with lot of different people, lot of like people who just joined Chime as like full time, and I listen to their story. So just it's something new. It's a new experience. Secondly, the market, I didn't know that in August it was gonna be that great. So I just took out for some time. Plus, like this was a very lucrative opportunity. And at that time, I was like, rent in Chicago is cheap, which I figured it is not later on. Plus, it's a scary city. So you cannot go out in the evening when you are a single person, whether be anyone, you cannot go out.
Yeah,
It's not safe to like, wander
yeah.
around. Like I wander around in Boston like 3 in the night. It's very, very like it's very calm. I don't see a
Same
single
Jersey
being.
City. So Jersey City, like I was in Exchange Place. In
Mhm.
There's a place called Exchange Place in Jersey City. It's right in the front of water, Hudson River, where you can see the skyline, New York skyline. And the apartment complex is over there. So safe. Like me and my wife, like we were out there at 1 o'clock night, and it felt like I'm in Mumbai Marine Drive. Like I was like,
Yes.
everyone is walking and they are talking with their friends. Someone is playing badminton. I was like, if I move out of my place, that is the place I can see myself living. But then I look, $1 million for the condo for 2 bedroom apartment. I'm like, okay, I am, I am good. I'm good. But there are people still stay in that because
Yeah.
they make good money. So, yeah. Anyway, so I think this is good time for us to wrap because I know it's hour 20 minutes. I don't even know if people are still listening to us, but I had so much fun. You said you were nervous, and I don't think you like you should be nervous. You're such a great at having conversation, but I'm excited. I'm excited to talk more deeper in the next two podcasts which we will be doing, and I can't wait to bring you back until our next one.
Perfect. Keep smiling and keep hustling, guys. And it's really great to be on the show. So thank you so much for inviting.
Thank you. Thank you.